everyone, this is Chef Brian cooking fresh with Klondike Brands and Johnny's Seasonings. And today I'm going to share some of our special recipes from the Johnny's Be Good tour that's traveling across the country. I'll be showing you how to make 3 simple recipes from the road featuring the Klondike family brand of potatoes and a little Johnny's seasoning and a few other fresh ingredients. So grab those aprons and let's get started. Today I'm going to show you how to do 3 recipes, and the first recipe that I want to show you how to do is probably the most favorite one from the tour, and I think it's the easiest one. And I tell people sometimes the easiest foods are truly the best. And so I'm going to be using the Klondike Rose and the Klondike Gold Dust potato today, and all I've done is simply chopped up some of the potatoes, put them in a bowl, and we're going to roast them. Now when you roast them, all you want to do is to add a little bit of oil. You can use olive oil, vegetable or canola, whatever you have, and you just want enough to lightly coat them because that oil coating on them prevents them from burning in the oven, and so that's very important. So just enough to lightly coat them. Now here's the simple part. I'm just going to put a little bit of Johnny's seasoning on them, and this is really going to bring out the flavor of them. And you're going to mix it together with a little bit of garlic and onto a baking sheet and into the oven. Now honestly, does it get any easier than that? And this is one of my favorite dishes that I served as well. So I'll just put that garlic in there. This is where the kids can come in and help you and have some fun if you want to, but just get your hands in there, mix it up. If you're one of those individuals that don't like to get your hands dirty when you're cooking, well, you can use a big spatula, but I just find it's easier to put my hands in there. Mix it up, make sure everything's nice and coated. That looks good. And all I'm going to do at this point, it goes right onto a baking sheet. And so it doesn't get any easier than that. There we go. Spread them out evenly. One of the things you want to make sure though is that it's in one layer. Don't have 2 layers on there because then they're going to end up steaming and you won't have that really nice roasted finish on them. So once you get it in that single layer just like that, goes into a 350, 400 degree oven. Oh, let's say probably about 30, 40 minutes depending on your oven. So let's just put that in there. And that's done. Now while that's cooking, I want to show you how to do a great hash browns. Now hash browns are one of those favorite recipes that everybody has their own ways, but I want to share a few techniques with you that are going to make successful hash browns. That's a difference. All right, now let me just set that bowl aside. And in this one, I have some cooked potatoes, and that's what you really want is the cooked potatoes. If you use a raw potato, that's fine, but I want you to keep in mind there's a lot of juice, there's a lot of water in those potatoes, and as you cook them, that water ends up steaming them and you get mushy hash browns. So you decide what you want. I like to, if I have potatoes for dinner, I'll throw an extra few potatoes in there just to do hash browns with. So these are already cooked, and in here I have the Klondike Gold Dust. And to this, I'm going to add some color. Remember, color is very, very important. So some green bell peppers, some red onions. I'm going to put some mushrooms in there, a little bit of cheese, just because I like cheese. And that's all there is to making a hash brown. Heat up a pan. We're going to add a little bit of oil to it. There we go. So let's just add some of our green bell peppers. You can use red if you want to. If you're not a bell pepper fan, leave it out. Let's just add some of those in there. And I hope you can hear that sizzle. I'll get down here so you can hear that really well. But that's what you want to hear when you put something into a pan. That tells you that it's good and hot and ready to go. Let's add some of our mushrooms in there. Mushrooms have a lot of water in them, and so you kind of want to start them cooking at the beginning so a lot of that water can cook out. When you're doing hash browns, water's not a good friend. Okay, so let's just get those going a little bit. Now that looks great. The water's beginning to come out of everything. It's evaporating in the hot pan, and that's exactly what you want. So at this point, I'm just going to take some of the Klondike Gold Dust and I'm going to put right on top of this. And don't fill your pan too full. That's another problem I see some people at home will do is they'll have a tendency to fill things a little too full, and then it's hard stirring it. There we go. Now remember what I said about mixing. We're not trying to mix anything too intense here. We're just trying to incorporate all of these ingredients together. Ooh, that smells really good. And since the potatoes are already cooked, you're just essentially heating them through. That's all you want to do. There we go. Okay, now all by itself, this is going to taste really good, but I'm going to add a little bit of spark to it. Just use a little Johnny's seasoning onto it. Has a lot of flavors in it. Just add that in. Let's just gently fold that seasoning into it. All right. Last but not least, this is the country boy in me coming out right now. Cheese. I have to put cheese on this. A little bit of cheese. There we go. And I'm just going to gently mix this in just so it's incorporated throughout them. There we go. Oh, that looks so good. Now don't worry if the cheese doesn't melt all the way, because the residual heat from the hash browns when you plate them is going to help melt that through a little bit. All right. Turn that off. Just let that sit. I'm going to grab this plate here that I have 3 different recipes that I was talking to you about that I was going to show you how to do here. So here are the roasted potatoes. I made some French fries with the Klondike Gold Dust. Very easy to do. Just cut them into some French fries, put a little Johnny seasoning on them, and here are the hash browns. Woohoo! There we go. Let's just put that right on that plate. You can see how easy, 3 different dishes that really just come together fast. All right, put that aside. Roasted potatoes, the Klondike Gold Dust French fries, and I mixed a Klondike Rose and Klondike Gold Dust in there with the hash browns. Put some color in the hash browns, and then just a little sprinkling of Johnny's seasoning salt really is going to make all of those flavors pop. I'm Chef Brian, cooking fresh from the road with Klondike Brands and Johnny's Seasonings, and I look forward to sharing more Klondike family recipes with you in the future. I'll see you all next time.